Welcome everybody, welcome back. It's great to see you again. These are the first release notes of 2024 and I am back in my trusty Web Manuals hoodie as always. So as this being the first release notes and the first release of 2024, it also brings the culmination or the end of the winter sprint that we've been running, and I'm very excited to tell you what we've been working on. Of course, we've been working on some longer projects as well that will not be shown here in this release, but I do have a few nuggets for you. So let's get on with the show. First off, we had our yearly penetration tests during December. We really focused on fixing all the feedback we got from the testers and from the results, and that has all been fixed and put in. So penetration tests actually took up quite a lot of time of this sprint, this major winter sprint. Besides that, we changed so that the unread documents are now a part of the exported role performance Excel sheet, meaning that if you pull out role performance for every specific user, you can now also see the specific documents they haven't read yet. So now you can get that out and start working with statistics and modify the data however you need. Also, we added a text or free text filter to user search in the user's view. This would not make sense for smaller customers, but those of you who's got a lot of readers, that's going to be really helpful to find the specific user without having to scroll through an entire list. So that should help at least save some time for quite a few of you. Also, we changed the keep user alive or keep user active on the in the app settings, not for current users, but for any, not for current customers, but for any new customers. They won't notice it, but just so everybody knows that if they start up a new site, the default will be that we keep users active for a much longer time, just to make the transition a lot smoother, because that seems to be the go-to setup for the majority of our customers. As I said, all of you who's already using the app, it will not affect anything and your settings will be as they have always been. Moving on, we changed the relinking of PDF files when you upload them. When you upload a PDF file to Web Manuals, any internal links in that document will be tried to point to the document, so links still work. We had a few snags with that in some few cases. That's now been fixed. So when you upload a PDF file, your links should actually still work correctly. And moving on to bug fixes. The first one is when we are creating notes into compliance library. So when you were creating a note to a compliance reference, that note would sometimes not work the first time and you would have to do it again. That's now been fixed. So now they will actually apply the first time, which should save you a little bit of time and most of all, grievance. Also, for some of you, when we were exporting to JSON with you, some few characters did not work. That's now been fixed for those rare instances when that was. And the document list in the reader will now show documents correctly, meaning that if multiple documents had the same name, they would actually only show as one. But now those documents will use their own ID, so they will show multiple times even though they have the same name. So the overview should now be correct. And last but not least, for those of you using the designer, just a notification here that the designer now allows a much broader range of style selectors that you can use. And that's all for the web version. We'll now move on to the app, because we do have a new version of the app as well, which is our 0.2 release. In that, quite a few invisible things that I won't be going through, but a few of them that you might notice we'll touch upon here. So first off, the document list will now load remarkably faster. So if you're using the document list, you'll notice that it loads faster, especially for those of you who's got a lot of documents. It will just be a lot smoother when you're pressing that button. And in bug fixes for the app will now correctly take the user to the login screen upon timeout. We saw a few occurrences where that did not happen and it would be stuck in a loop, but that won't happen anymore and you'll be correctly taken to the login screen. Also, the reader dark mode will give a much better result. We've gone through some of the feedback we've gotten and the dark mode should be even better now. And last but not least, for the Android app, the Microsoft authentication will now work as expected. So now you can expect that you can actually log in with your Microsoft login as well. And that's all I had for you. I wish you a wonderful end of winter, hopefully. I will see you, or at least make a video at the end of February as well, and I'm looking forward to that. Until then, I'll see you out there.